Good morning, everybody. Welcome to series 2 of the video lowdown. We're on episode 13. We're kind of doing the episodes like chronologically. Just makes it a little bit easier to know what number we're up to. Season 2. So series 1 we finished about a month or so ago. We've got 11 really awesome guests. I've been spending the last couple of weeks kind of getting those episodes from YouTube, which is where obviously they stream originally, taking the audio, and now series 1 is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Stitcher and Google Podcasts too. So if you prefer to listen to the video lowdown rather than watch it, or if you're commuting or if you're busy at home, then you can listen to it as well now. So I'm really excited to kick off series 2. I had a little break over the summer, spent some time with the family and the kids, and it was really nice. Gone in a blink. Kids are now back at school. Everyone's staying as safe as they can be. Hope you are too. And we're kicking off series 2 today with goal setting. I think it now more than ever is a time for people to be thinking about what they're doing with their jobs and their careers. Some people are in really unfortunate circumstances, and goal setting can really help you look for that next step, keep you motivated. So today we're talking to founder of Fast Forward 15, Fay Sharpe. Fay is a absolute legend in the events industry, worked in the events industry for many years, is at the absolute top of her game, and she started Fast Forward 15 in 2015 to help women in events, give them mentorship, give them training, coaching, so they can be at the top of their game as well. I'm not going to speak too much more. Let Fay talk a little bit about her background, but let's welcome Fay Sharpe to the podcast today. Fay, how are you doing?
I'm good, Jamie. How are you? It's really nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. It feels like only 5 minutes ago I was doing this. It's really good to see you. I can see you're well prepared today. I can see you've got your
Absolutely.
little board in the
Absolutely.
background there.
I feel like
Faye,
I'm on
thanks.
Netflix.
You're
I
on
feel like I'm
Netflix.
on Netflix. Series two, obviously.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. So Faye, talk to me a little bit about your background before we get into the nitty gritty of how we set goals and why they're
Mm,
important.
mm.
We'll obviously talk a little bit about video in that kind of mix as well, like video
Yeah.
engagement. Where have you come from? What's your journey been through events, and how you got into this kind of goal setting and mentorship space?
Okay. Well, I've been setting goals ever since I was a child, but I didn't even know that I was setting goals. I come from a not very well background, council house. My mum and dad were working class people. My dad was a
Hmm.
janitor. My mum worked in a shop. And we had no money. My dad died when I was quite young. And I realized at that point, age 14, when he passed away, that there's only one person who can change your life or do stuff for yourself, and that's you. So
Yeah,
I sort of
sure.
set myself a goal right from that early age. And then I went on, I put myself through uni. I worked 4 jobs, breakfast waitressing, through to, hairdressing, shampooing hair,
Mm.
and got a place on, I know everything, you name it, I did it. I can even flip burgers. And I got a place on a graduate program with Hilton Hotels, and that was a sort of the start of my hotel career. I wasn't in events originally, but
Mm.
the GM of the hotel asked me to organise a. Well, he said to me, "Faye, we've got no business on the weekends. What are we going to do?" It was Basingstoke, so it wasn't exactly a country house hotel. So I said, "Well, I'm going to come up with an idea. I'm going to do a wedding fair." So with no experience of events at all, nothing. I'd never run one before, just with my university experience. I put
Mm.
on a wedding fair, and we had over 1,000 people there that came through
Wow.
over the weekend. So I thought, blimey, I'm good at this, and I liked it. It was fun. So from there, I went on to work through Hilton Hotels and experience the whole of the hotel industry. But I at that point, I set myself a goal. Someone asked me, they said, "What do you want to be?" And I said, "I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30." And I think part of it was I felt a bit of when I was younger, I felt a bit of a nobody from being from that background. And also, I wanted to succeed. I wanted to be successful and have
Mm.
status. I mean, don't we all?
Yeah.
And
Leave a
so
legacy.
I set yeah, exactly. So I set that sort of, it was a dream. It wasn't, I didn't have any parameters around it. I didn't quite know how I
Yeah.
was going to do it. It was a dream. So I set that goal. When I was 30, I hit 30. I owed loads of money, actually. I didn't actually have that £1 million.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I reset my goals and I decided, I left Hilton. I set up an agency, with a venue finding agency, with someone that I'd met. We, over the years, bought various companies, which I then rebranded to Zybrant in about 2005. And we sold that in 2007 for 15.9 million. So I owned a third of the business. So at that point, I thought, I've made my goal. I've set my goal.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
started thinking about what else. So that's just a bit of background, that, so I've worked in, and obviously events is my life. I love it. I love the industry. And I set up Fast Forward 15 in 2015, which is a free program, the Fast Forward 15, because I want to help other people. I like it. I've been successful. I can, so I will.
Great. So what keeps you, and I'm sure we'll come on to this in more detail later on, but what kept you ticking once you'd sold that business and you'd reached your goal? Obviously, looking back now and seeing the progress you've made even since then, it's not about the money for you. That was your first goal, because you wanted to escape the life of how how you grew up, and you didn't want to live that same life as an adult. That's totally understandable. But obviously, when you got that money, you still then continued to set goals. So it wasn't about the money, was it? At
Yeah.
essence, that was your first goal, but you then looked beyond that. What kept you
Yeah.
motivated? What kept you ticking?
I think it's a number of things. I think people, if they really look inside themselves, I think we all want to be seen as being successful. We want other people to, appreciate us, or the status, for example. I think that's important. But I also I like the fact that I can be a role model for other people. It gives me great satisfaction to see
Yeah.
my kids, even my kids, growing up to see that you can do anything if you try. And I don't like people saying I can't do this. I always say don't say that. Plus,
Yeah.
I'm annoyingly positive. I'm annoyingly, I always have like 5,000 ideas that I'm like throwing around. So I think anyone who knows me from Zybrant slash BCD days, and you do from running events with me, I always am coming up with weird and wonderful things to do, and I'm not frightened of that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, when I started Zybrant, I wanted to. We had cars in those days, company cars. I wanted everyone to have a multicolored, because our logo was multicolored, beetle for everyone. But I sort of had a bit of a debate.
Fantastic.
The team was to have it, but that's the sort of thing that pops into my head. It's like, that's what I want to do. So, and that was way before people like Foxtons did it and stuff. So, yeah, I definitely, I probably should be just in branding or something, because I just have ideas on loads of.
But loads of ideas is good, right? Because you have enough crazy
Yeah,
ideas, a few of them will stick. There's no point in just having one,
absolutely.
base everything around plan A. If you've got 26, you've got plan A through to Z, you've got options.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. One thing I would say, though, it's good to have ideas, but I do think what you have to do is filter through all of that and actually focus, because there are a lot of people out there who've got great ideas, but they don't focus and they don't take action. So, being successful takes action. And whilst maybe 90% of the population lies in bed, I'm up at 6 o'clock, grafting, making it happen. That's the difference.
For sure.
And I think,
Part of the
and I
6
think
a.m.
also,
club.
well, I'm not always up at 6 o'clock, but if I've got something I want to do, I'll put the time in. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, now I'm a
Yeah.
little bit older.
Yeah.
I like, I'm not as full on as I was, but back in the day, I would probably do 70 hours a week easily and still be like up for stuff, up to go and party and stuff. So I think I would use the word focus. I would say, pick a few things that are really, you really want to focus on. We're going to go through some goal setting later, and work on those. Yeah.
Absolutely. So going back to the events a little bit there, Faye. So obviously your background in events, and you built, helped build up Vibrant, and then moved it over to BCD. Obviously
Mm.
back then, and I say back then, we're only talking of 6 months ago, people were meeting at events. They were
Yeah.
they enjoyed the physical presence of being with their
Mm.
colleagues and their
Mm.
suppliers and customers. So in a very short time, we've had to go from that to how you and I are interacting right now. We're doing it over video. We're doing it 2 meters apart with masks on, and we're losing
Yeah.
a little bit of that kind of personable element to it. So from your
Mm.
experience, having been in events for so long and seen this rapid shift in the last kind of 6-8 months,
Yeah.
how do you, talking about motivation, when you were saying keeping yourself
Mm.
motivated for a goal, how
Mm.
how do you think customers and clients now are keeping their customers and suppliers motivated through this time, through the virtual events that they're holding, through these Zoom calls
Mm.
they're holding? how
Mm.
how do what tools do you think they're using to set their goals and to keep people
Mm.
motivated when they can't see them in person?
Mm. Well, humans are really interesting. I was watching a Tony Robbins thing last night about mirroring. People
Mm,
like to work with people that are like them, or speak like
yeah.
them, or act like them. And I think clever leaders at this point in time will be doing human things. They won't be having meetings online with their team where they're giving them, what I call that sort of hour of like download. They will be doing things that are interactive and that
Mm,
engage their team. So whether that be, right, guys, everyone today is going to wear a hat, and we're going to do hat day.
yes. Yeah.
And I want
Yeah.
everyone to have a contribution to, everyone has to prepare a 2-minute fun thing. They're going to talk about what they're doing, etc. So, people, have you ever been to an event where, and it happens in live events, where you sit there all day and literally people talk at you all day? By the end of the
Yeah,
day,
like a
you literally,
conference, just yeah.
oh
Yeah,
my God,
I
yeah,
have.
literally. But I literally, I despair of people because, I've put together content and made events for the last 25 years. So, I know what a good event looks like, and a good event has got lots of engagement, whether that be
Mm,
pre-conference or at the conference, or after the conference. Whether you get everyone to make a little video. I think a few years ago we did a thing at BCD where which was called Cribs, and every
yes,
single
that
office.
was a lot of
Do you remember
fun.
that?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
every single office put together a Cribs video, and we had a competition. So again, what you're doing is you're getting people involved beforehand, getting them excited. On the day, they see themselves, so they like it because they're doing something fun, and then maybe
yeah.
there's a winner or someone who did the best thing. So you're engaging with them, and probably out of the whole event, those are the sorts of things that people remember. So I think
Mm,
that as a leader now, when you're doing a lot of online events, you've got to think about the engagement. How can
yeah.
you get your team, you know, delegate each meeting to one of the team members, for example. Say to them, right, you need to do the agenda for this and make this happen. Make sure everyone's got a part to play. So it's
Mm,
like a film, isn't it? Everyone has a part to
yeah,
play, big
yeah.
or small.
It's true.
Everyone's involved. Everyone comes out and it's like, that was a great movie. If you have one actor on the stage talking, I mean, someone tried to do this recently, actually. It didn't go down very well. There was a play where there's just two people, and literally it did not go down very well. That's because, two people, it's hard to keep people's attention for a long time. So get everyone
Yeah,
involved.
yeah, absolutely. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there. That transcends people meeting and also people doing things virtually. Keeping people engaged is just at the core of it. Whether you're doing it through a Zoom call, a live event, a live workshop, a Zoom training, if you're keeping that level of
Whatever.
engagement, it doesn't really matter what the medium is. Yeah, I think that's a really, really
Absolutely.
interesting point. So let's talk about goals then. Let's talk about the goal setting. So,
Mm.
Faye, one of my goals for this podcast is obviously I want to get more listeners, more followers for the podcast.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's all I've really got at the minute. That I just want to get more listeners and followers for the podcast. Help
Okay.
me, please
So,
help me.
okay, okay, I'll try. So, a goal, I mean, what you've made is a statement. It's not a goal because,
Yeah.
it's too vague. So I just want to share with you, first of all, what one of the things I do is I've got a 3-step process in goal setting. First of all, what is it that you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve it? and when do you want to achieve it? So it sort of sits around the timelines of SMART goals, which I'll go into in a second. But it's what is it? So when you said, well, I want to achieve more followers. Well, what I
Yes.
would do with someone is, first of all, say to you, is it specific? Is that specific?
Not really. It's a bit because there's many social media platforms. There's,
Yeah,
I've not put a number to those figures. I've not put a number to it. I've just said I want more followers. So yeah, probably not.
So the thing is, how will you know when you've got there? So I think with any goal, you've got to know when you've achieved it, because goals are all about getting to, the end game. So what I would say is it's got to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So for example, if you said to me, I want to create 1,000 new followers on YouTube by tomorrow,
Yep.
I might say to you, is that attainable? Can you do it? So the what is, so you said to me, first of all, more social media.
Yeah. Just bring your folder in a bit, Faye. We're losing those words on the end. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Perfect.
Okay, right, hang on. More social media. Okay, so I would say turn that into how many followers would you like?
If I'm being specific to say YouTube, say I'm on 137 subs, so 200 to get to 200 subs.
Sorry, I nearly put
200
YouTube
subscribers.
Okay, so 200 subscribers. Okay, right. Okay, that's specific, isn't it? So you want, it's a goal. You want to get 200 YouTube followers. Okay, perfect. Okay, why? Why do you want to do that?
Because the more subscribers you have, the more opportunity you've got for the podcast to reach more people. The more people are going to see it. If they're subscribing to your channel, they think the content is interesting, which motivates you to create more. Yeah, I think those points.
Okay, well, I'm going to challenge you there. So, do you want to make more money? Do you want to make money out of this?
I guess ultimately I would like to. I love doing it now as passion, but if it brought a few pennies in, a few beer tokens, I wouldn't say no.
Okay, so fundamentally, that's one of the reasons you want maybe exposure for your business.
Yeah, exposure for the podcast. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm a video producer, and this podcast is about obviously me interacting with guests about video. So yeah, I guess it is a little bit of profile building going on as well, but indirectly from the conversations that I have.
Yeah, so a lot of people ask the question, or ask the question when they've set their goal, why, and they skirt around the reality of why it is. So mostly, for example, if you wanted to get a promotion, so a lot of people ask me, how can I get a promotion, Faye? And I say, well, okay, what do you want a promotion to, first of all? So they might say, well, I want to be, say they're a sales manager, I want to be an account director. Okay, so I'll say, why? And they'll say, well, I want to manage people. I love my job. I'm passionate, which is all true. All of that is true. But fundamentally, we all are doing what we do to earn more money, to have better status, and to buy things and do things that we want to do in our personal life. So, for example, if you get a promotion, part of the goal setting has to be, what is it? I want to earn 50,000 in this job. This title, and then the next thing is by when. Why? Well, because I want a better house for my family, because I want to go on holiday, because I want to feel good about myself in work. I want to feel that I'm progressing. I want to feel I'm moving forward. So this is obviously really quick, but I'm just giving you a sort of overview to what you can think about. And then, of course, the next thing is when. So you've said 200 followers.
Yeah.
So where are you at the moment?
137.
137. So you haven't got too far to go. Okay. So when would you hope to be?
Let's say by Christmas. By Christmas.
By Xmas. Okay, so that's good, because that's now time bound. You see, you've now got that. Okay, it's realistic. Yes. It's attainable. Yes. It's measurable. It's specific. Yeah. Happy with all that? Okay.
I'm very happy with that, Faye. Yeah.
Right. So you've done that. That's great. Okay, so you go off, have a cup of tea now, do whatever. If you don't do anything about that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
nothing.
Got to take action.
Yeah. So I think action is then the next thing that you need to do if you want a goal to succeed. So when I look at my goals, the 3 W's start off: what is it? Why do you want to do it? And when? And then the most important thing is an action plan. What are you going to do? And so typically, I'll give you few tips. Obviously, you're putting this out there, but who are you sharing it with? Is it
Yep.
worthwhile paying something to boost it? Could you get 5 people on board to share it for you? Could you do a competition? There are loads of things you could do.
Good idea.
If you finish today and you don't do anything, you might get another 20 followers, or I don't know, 15 followers, or whatever it is, or maybe more, but you're not guaranteed to get there.
No.
Whereas if you make an action plan, you're much more likely. And the other thing is, write it down. So I would encourage you, as soon as you put this piece to bed today, write that down, and write down why you're doing it, when you want to do it, and what is your action plan. And it doesn't have to be huge. I mean, I have a philosophy called baby steps. Lots of little goals go to making up bigger goals. So this, for example,
for sure.
This is probably a baby goal because it's a little goal. It's not difficult to do. You can do it. You need to then think, well, what is my overall goal? Is it to create this into my own business? Is it to be, £100,000 business by the end of the year? So generally, lots of goals link together and create a bigger goal. So, and it's good to start with small things, because those small things then move you forward.
That's great, Faye. But it's what you're saying, really, what I'm getting from this, the fundamental thing that underlines it all is the tangible, specific parts of the goal. Yeah. So when you can see a number or see a date, and then from that you can create that action plan to head towards that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, good. Okay, so my rules, important. If you don't take anything else away, first of all, write it down. People who write their goals down are 40 to 50% more likely to achieve their goal. If you share it with other people, which you are because you're doing it live on YouTube, you are 70% more likely to do it. Create the action plan. That's the next thing. Something simple, but keep the action plan visible. Back in the day when I was running Zyber, it was my baby, we had our values and our vision and our mission and our action plan everywhere, visible, out there. And that's what you need to do. You need to keep it out there. So baby steps every day. So do micro actions. If you did one thing every day to help you support that goal between now and Christmas, you probably have done it within a month or whatever, If every person you met, for example, you said, will you follow me on YouTube? I've got a goal, please be nice to me. They probably would, So again, don't ask them. I would also say, though, a lot of people who set goals expect things to just happen. My experience, it's luck. People say to me, Faye, you're really lucky. I'm not lucky. I work really, really hard at,
hard work sets up those opportunities, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And then the other thing is, do it today. Don't, if you want to set a goal, don't wait until tomorrow. Do it today. I mean, why not? People say to me, I've got time, blah, blah, blah. I've spent my life, I've had 2 kids, I've had businesses, I'm, doing side shuffles, all sorts of things. Just do it. Don't procrastinate. Write it down. Do it. Start. So yes.
JFDI. It's fantastic, Faye. That was a really cool little exercise, actually, and a real. I'm going to set that as my goal. I've put it out there on YouTube now. It's there for everybody to see, so people know if I've taken action or not. But I will. I think that's really, really great, and you've really broken down the key steps there. I think there's an immense amount of value in that. Last 10 minutes of talking about those goals.
Can I add one more thing as well? Another thing that people do. Okay, so this is where most people live. Okay, they live in here, their comfort zone. Okay, so they only do things that they're comfortable with. They don't want to, they're frightened. There's, and I coach a lot of women, mentor a lot of women who, I don't know if I can do that. I don't want to do that. And actually, if you want to be successful, and even if you want to make baby steps, you have to push yourself out here. Okay, I do that all the time. There's loads of things I'm frightened of. I don't like heights, so I made myself climb Ben Nevis. I made myself go on a zip wire. I don't always. At the end of it, I was like, "Oh my god, why did I do that?" But it was great fun, and actually now I can say I've done that. So I think, I think also get a mentor. Obviously, I'm going to say that because I am a mentor, but I think it's really important having a mentor can change your life. but also think about your goals all the time. You know, I think about things I want to do and then they happen.
Mm.
Funny,
But
isn't it?
that's your years of hard work setting up opportunities. Whereas some people would go, well, you're just lucky. But that isn't the case at all. I totally hear what you're
Yeah, but
saying.
also a lot of the time, okay, so I'm a great believer in the law of attraction, and what you think and what you do is what comes back to you. Um,
Mm.
but I do think if you start acting things, so if you start, for example, I'm mentoring someone at the moment, and we were talking yesterday about promotion, and I said, what would that person, or what would you do if you already had that job? What sort of things would you be doing? And they said this, and this. I said, right, start doing it now. Don't
Yeah.
wait to get
Yeah.
the job. So before they
Then
know
do
it,
it.
when
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
job
Got you.
yeah, when that job becomes available, they're going to go, well, actually, that person's doing it already. They're fantastic. You know, they're ahead of themselves. So, yeah, and the do it, obviously. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's fantastic, Faye. So taking a little bit of what you said there at the end about mentorship, I
Mm,
guess I've heard this many times before,
mm.
about having a mentor can help guide you. So what does the role of a mentor play? Is that like superpowering your goals, supercharging your goals, and you've got somebody there accountable to help you? What's the role of a mentor in that kind of goal setting
Okay.
scenario?
So, a mentor should not be telling you what to do. A mentor is often, a lot of people get stuck. So, people get stuck in, I get stuck sometimes, get stuck in your own head. It's like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do next. Or, things just roll on and you don't move forward. So, what a mentor should do is challenge you. So a mentor should be asking you questions. What is it you want to achieve? Why? A mentor should maybe help you with their experience and their, So again, I'm mentoring some people at IMEX at the moment, and they're fantastic. It's a fantastic company. And yesterday we were looking at tools that people can use to actually grow. So we might do a profiling, personality profiling, so they get to know themselves.
Mm,
um, so it's not just about setting goals. I start off by trying people to be aware of themselves. If you're self-aware and you know what you're like I know I can be a pain in the ass sometimes. I drive people crazy. I'm like always on it. I'm hyperactive slightly, but I know myself. So that means, and I also know that people are not the same as me. So when I'm with
mm,
people, I can actually, mirror them and actually maybe come to them rather than them come to me. So I think a mentor should really be guiding you and helping you, but you have to make the actions happen yourself. So
yeah,
they
of course.
challenge you, think about things, make you think about what you could do differently. And also as a mentor, it helps me because I think, well, blimey, they're doing that. Why I could do that too. So I think it's a
Keeps you
two-way
motivated.
relationship. Yeah, it's
Mm,
it's really great. And when you see people progress and they come back to you and say, "Oh, I had a meeting yesterday in my job chat and it was really good, and this happened, and I'm doing this," it's a very motivational thing. I think also some people just need confidence. So I think sometimes having someone who's neutral, who's not going to judge you, that is going to maybe point out some of the things that are great about you, actually help you build your confidence, and actually give you some tips and tricks of how you can get more confident. And this is particularly with a woman thing. A lot of women have an issue with this. They feel like
mm.
they're imposters. They can't do things. So I try and help them push themselves outside their comfort zone to actually start making progress and building their confidence.
Brilliant. Faye, it's phenomenal stuff. And actually, having worked with you before, obviously I know we've worked together many times before, and I know you do all of this stuff with the FF15 mentors, but the mentees. But actually, having seen the process that you go through with them and how you actually do
Mm,
it is
mm,
really really cool to know. Sometimes you don't know everything about a person, and I didn't know you were so heavily involved and guided by these kind of goal setting principles, and it's fantastic.
mm,
Hopefully people watching today have got some massive takeaways. We're coming towards the end of the time though, Faye, together, I'm
mm.
afraid. So now's your
Oh,
opportunity.
God.
If you've got any workshops, if you've got anything
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you want to share with us, anything you've got coming up that you
yeah,
want to plug. um
absolutely. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. So I just wanted to share a couple of quick things. So
mm,
25% of employees being mentored actually get a salary pay grade change. And mentees are 5 times more likely to be promoted. But also for companies, retaining staff, people being mentored are 22% more likely to stay with the company, and mentors are 20% more likely. So some great stats there. So, just thought I'd share
that's
that.
fantastic.
There's a couple of things I'm doing. My big project. So I'm in the next month. I'm launching a retreat business. So I will be putting together. I am in the middle of doing this now with my daughter Fliss, putting together mentoring retreats where people can go away and reset and recharge. So we'll be doing a combination of things. Yeah, they're going to be brilliant because do you know what? So many people are in a difficult position where maybe they've lost their job, or they don't know what's going to happen next, or maybe they want to change and do something new. So I think personally, it's going to be a brilliant time. So that's the first one's in January. I'm just finalizing venue, and I've booked, organizing content, but not just. We might just be doing the goal setting, and also we'd be doing things like vision boards. But we are also going to do things that push us outside our comfort zone, like maybe wild swimming, or some activities that maybe people wouldn't have normally done, and some fantastic relaxation stuff like yoga and Pilates and great. And so I think whether you're a man or a woman is going to be a game changer for your career. And the other thing, obviously,
where are you holding that?
I haven't finalized the location yet, but I'm looking at 2 locations in the southeast. So if people could follow me on Instagram, my goal today, actually, I don't know if I've got it here somewhere. My goal today was just a baby goal, was to get 20 new followers on Instagram today by the end of the day. Why? Because I'm at 980 followers and I want to get to 1,000. So, and that's my fast forward 15 UK. So you see what I mean? It's a tiny goal. And so if they follow me on Insta or the social media that you're going to share later, then all of the details will be on the courses as soon as they're out and the retreats. And I hope, well, I don't hope, I'm going to make it a success. It's going to be incredible. So once I've done one, I'll obviously be looking at other things. Yeah, so that's quite exciting for me.
So that was at Fast Forward 15. Yeah, I have. I have. So that's at Fast Forward 15 UK on Instagram. Yes, so let's make it happen, people. If you're watching, go follow Faye. Go help her reach her goal. Please go help me reach mine. Just give me a little sub, little subscribe. That'd be lovely. But Faye, it's been fantastic speaking to you. I think that's kicked off Wednesday. And for the rest of the week, really, really good, I think. And I think there's going to be lots of stuff that people can take away from it. I know you're a busy woman. I really appreciate you taking the time out today. And let's catch up on our goals in a month. Let's see where we are.
Absolutely. Write it down and believe in yourself.
You got it. Halfway there.
Okay. Okay.
I believe in myself. I just need to write it down. Cheers, Faye.
Okay. See you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye. There we have it, guys. Fay Sharpe kicked off Series 2, talking about goal setting for success. A brilliant episode, I think, really. Some really, really easy to use, easy to follow steps to set goals. And those little baby step goals, I think, is what really resonated with me. You don't have to go for the whole picture in one go. Look at the bigger picture, but then break it down from there into smaller steps. So, all that's left to say really is thank you for joining me for the debut episode of Series 2, episode 13. Please do give a subscribe to the YouTube. That will help me reach my goal by Christmas. The episode will be live later on in the week, probably tomorrow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and the other 2, Stitcher and Google Podcasts as well. Please do share it around. Please let people know about the podcast if you're interested in it, if you listen, if you're gaining some value. Your feedback is really appreciated as well. If you've got any particular guests or any people you'd like to see on, or if you've got any questions at any point, obviously you can reach me on @JamieRayVideo across all social platforms. But now we're going to cut to a slide with Faye's contact details. Make her dream come true. Give her 20 follows on Instagram, and I will see you next week at 10.